in the pitch-black waters of the Southern Ocean, 2,000 meters below the surface, where sunlight died hours ago, something impossible was floating. The water here is not just dark. It is a crushing void that would implode a submarine cold enough to freeze blood in seconds, pressure so intense it would compact human bones into powder. And in this alien realm, researchers aboard the Schmidt Ocean Institute's vessel had just encountered something that should not exist. Their remotely operated vehicle was scanning the depths near the South Sandwich Islands when the cameras captured it. A translucent, ghostly form drifted through the darkness like liquid glass. At first, no one on the research team knew what they were looking at. The creature seemed almost ethereal, its body glowing faintly in the vehicle lights, tentacles trailing behind like ribbons of living crystal. Then someone watching the live stream recognized what they were seeing, and everything changed. This was not just any deep-sea squid. This was a juvenile colossal squid. It was the first time in history anyone had filmed one alive in its natural habitat. For over a century, the colossal squid has existed more as legend than reality. Scientists have studied shadows, fragments, pieces pulled from the stomachs of dead whales. They have built their understanding of this creature from scraps, from scars carved into whale flesh. We knew them only from beaks found in the deepest parts of the ocean, but seeing one alive, watching it move through its domain with alien grace, revealed just how little we actually know about one of Earth's most extraordinary predators. The colossal squid is not just big, it is a biological impossibility that somehow exists anyway. Every aspect of its anatomy defies what we thought we knew about how life works in the deep ocean. Its eyes are the largest documented in the animal kingdom, measuring up to 16 inches across. To put that in perspective, imagine dinner plates with pupils, organs so massive they can detect movement from over 400 feet away in complete darkness. But size alone does not capture how strange these eyes really are. They glow. Rectangular patches of bioluminescent tissue frame each eye, producing their own light through symbiotic bacteria. The colossal squid does not just see in the dark, it illuminates its own world. Then there are the hooks. While most squids rely on suction cups to grab prey, the colossal squid evolved something far more sinister. Its arms and tentacles bristle with rotating hooks, some three-pointed, others curved like fishing lures, all razor-sharp and capable of swiveling independently. These are not just grabbing tools. They are surgical instruments designed to puncture, hold, and shred. A single arm can have up to 25 of these hooks, each one controlled by muscles that allow the squid to adjust their angle and grip strength. When prey comes within range, the colossal squid does not just catch it, it impales it. But perhaps the most shocking discovery about colossal squids is how little they actually need to eat. For an animal that can weigh over 1,500 pounds, you would expect a voracious appetite. Researchers estimate that an adult colossal squid needs only about 1 ounce of food per day. 1 ounce. That is less than a slice of bread. How does a creature the size of a small car survive on so little? The answer reveals something profound about life in the deep ocean and challenges everything we thought we knew about predator-prey relationships. The colossal squid has essentially solved the energy crisis that limits most large predators. Its body is filled with ammonia, a chemical that provides buoyancy while requiring almost no metabolic energy to maintain. The squid floats effortlessly in the water column, its ammonia-filled tissues acting like a biological balloon. It does not chase prey because it does not need to. Instead, it practices something scientists call sit-and-float predation. The colossal squid simply hovers in the darkness, nearly motionless, waiting for something to wander too close. When that happens, it strikes with devastating precision. This hunting strategy explains another mystery that has puzzled researchers for decades. Sperm whales, the colossal squid's primary predator, carry scars that tell stories of underwater battles. Circular marks cover their heads and bodies, some nearly a foot across, and they are ringed with smaller cuts that look like teeth marks. These are sucker scars, but not from suction cups. They are from hooks. The colossal squid does not just defend itself when attacked, it fights back with weapons that can carve permanent damage into the thick hide of a 60-foot whale. Yet for all its fearsome adaptations, the colossal squid remains one of the most elusive creatures on Earth. Only 8 adult specimens have ever been identified by science, and 6 of those were found inside the stomachs of sperm whales. The living juvenile captured on camera in 2025 represents just the second time anyone has observed this species in its natural environment. The first was over a century ago, when zoologists found fragments in a whale's stomach and used those remains to formally name and describe the animal. This invisibility is not accidental. The colossal squid has evolved to be undetectable in an environment where detection means death. Its body is nearly transparent, its movements minimal, its entire existence calibrated to avoid notice while remaining ready to strike. In the deep ocean, visibility is vulnerability. The colossal squid has chosen to become a ghost. Becoming a ghost in the deep ocean requires more than just transparency. It demands a complete reimagining of what it means to be alive. The colossal squid's blood does not flow like ours. Instead of iron-based hemoglobin, it uses copper-based hemocyanin, turning its blood blue and allowing it to function in near-freezing temperatures that would crystallize human circulation. This is not just adaptation. It is biochemical engineering on a scale that seems almost designed. The creature's nervous system operates on principles we are only beginning to understand. Unlike vertebrates with centralized brains, the colossal squid distributes its intelligence across multiple neural clusters. Each arm contains its own processing center, capable of independent decision-making. When a colossal squid strikes, it is not just one brain coordinating the attack. It is 8 separate intelligences working in perfect synchronization, each arm calculating angles, pressure, and timing independently while contributing to a unified assault. This distributed cognition allows for hunting behaviors that should not be possible. Researchers studying the specimen collected in 2007 found evidence of strategic thinking that defied expectations. Scratch marks on its hooks suggested it had been manipulating tools, using debris from the seafloor to enhance its camouflage. Stomach contents revealed prey items from vastly different depths, indicating the squid had been actively migrating through vertical zones to optimize hunting opportunities. This was not random feeding. This was calculated predation across 3-dimensional space. The 2007 discovery itself reads like something out of science fiction. New Zealand fishermen were hauling in Antarctic toothfish when their lines went taut with unexpected weight. What surfaced was not just a fish. It was a 30-foot colossal squid, barely alive, its massive beak still clamped around a hooked toothfish. The creature was so enormous, crew members at first thought they had snagged a submarine. It took 25 men 2 hours to bring it aboard, and even then the squid's tentacles continued to move, hooks still rotating, searching for something to grasp. When scientists finally examined the specimen, they found something that changed everything. This was not just a large squid. It was a biological marvel that had rewritten the rules of deep-sea survival. Its beak, powerful enough to snap the spine of a 6-foot fish, was surrounded by a radula covered in microscopic teeth. These were not for chewing. They were for processing, breaking down prey into manageable fragments while digestive enzymes began their work. The colossal squid does not just eat its victims, it processes them with industrial efficiency. But perhaps the most unsettling discovery was what the squid had been doing when it was caught. Analysis of its stomach contents revealed partially digested remains of another colossal squid. This was not accidental predation or territorial defense. The evidence suggested active cannibalism, a deliberate hunting strategy targeting members of its own species. In an environment where food is scarce and encounters are rare, the colossal squid had evolved to view even its own kind as potential meals. This cannibalistic behavior hints at something darker about life in the deep ocean. The footage from 2025 showed a juvenile, barely 1 foot long, drifting alone through the darkness. Where were the adults? Where was the protection, the social structure, the family groups we see in other intelligent cephalopods? The answer appears to be nowhere. Colossal squids are fundamentally solitary creatures, and that solitude is not by choice. It is by necessity. In a world where your own species represents both competition and food, isolation becomes survival. The implications extend far beyond individual behavior. If colossal squids regularly practice cannibalism, it means population dynamics work differently than scientists assumed. Traditional predator and prey models break down when the predator is also the prey. Each colossal squid exists in a state of constant threat assessment, not just from sperm whales and other predators, but from larger members of its own species. This creates what researchers call a fractal food web, where the same animal occupies multiple trophic levels simultaneously. Recent sonar studies have detected massive biomechanical signatures in deep Antarctic waters, movements too large and too coordinated to be explained by known species. Some marine biologists speculate these signatures belong to colossal squids far larger than anything in the fossil record. If true, it would mean the specimen found in 2007, massive as it was, represents just a juvenile. The true adults remain hidden in depths we cannot reach, in trenches where pressure would crush our strongest submarines. These ghost signatures raise disturbing questions about what else lurks in the deep ocean. If colossal squids can reach sizes we have never documented, what does that mean for the ecosystems they inhabit? What kind of prey sustains animals that size? And what happens when climate change forces them into shallower waters? The answers remain locked in the darkness, guarded by creatures that have perfected the art of remaining unseen. The colossal squid forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth about our planet. We have mapped the surface of Mars in greater detail than we have explored our own ocean depths. We have cataloged distant galaxies while remaining blind to the creatures that share our world. For over a century, the colossal squid has existed in the spaces between our knowledge, a living reminder that Earth still holds secrets we are not prepared to understand. That single moment of footage, that ghostly juvenile drifting through Antarctic darkness, represents more than just a scientific breakthrough. It is a glimpse into an alien intelligence that has been perfecting its craft for millions of years, while we were still learning to walk upright. The colossal squid does not just survive in the deep ocean. It has mastered it through solutions so elegant and terrifying that they challenge our basic assumptions about what life can become. Every scar on every sperm whale tells the same story. There are giants in the deep, and they are nothing like us. They think differently, hunt differently, exist differently. They have evolved beyond our frameworks for understanding intelligence and predation, and they are still out there, in trenches we cannot reach, practicing strategies we cannot comprehend, waiting in darkness we cannot penetrate. The ocean keeps its secrets well, but sometimes, just sometimes, those secrets reveal themselves long enough to remind us how much we still do not know.